In this video, I am going backpacking with my lightest backpacking kit ever. I just crossed the boundary into the Sawtooth Wilderness in Idaho for an overnight trip. Oh my gosh. The pack I'm carrying has a base weight of around 7 pounds, and when I weighed it at the trailhead, it weighed only 15 pounds with all of my food and water. Some of the gear that I have in this Superlight kit is brand new. Some of it is gear that I've been using for a long time and have just modified slightly, and I will show you all of that gear when we get to camp. But right now, we're moving fast because we have kind of a long hike and there's an impending storm. It's starting to rain! Without further ado, let's get hiking. This is my show, gosh darn. The trail that I'm on today goes to Alice and Toxaway Lake in the Sawtooth Wilderness. This is a classic hike for Idaho, and seeing as it's my first time ever backpacking in Idaho or the Sawtooths, I thought it was a really perfect hike for this trip. I am carrying far and away the lightest pack that I have ever carried before. So light, in fact, that it's just a day pack that I fit everything into, and I'm really glad for that. Because while this hike so far has started out kind of gentle and rolling, we are going to start to gain a lot of elevation as we cross over a pass before we head down to Alice Lake. Now, the lake where we're camping tonight is actually just past Alice. It's called Twin Lakes, and it seems to be one of the most beautiful campsites in the area. So right now we are at about 7,200 feet of elevation, and I am definitely feeling it. My heart rate is super high and I've got that kind of sluggish, headachy feeling. I'm just trying to manage that kind of best I can right now while still moving at a fast clip, since we do want to get to camp before the inevitable storms start. I say inevitable because from what we have heard, it's pretty common for there to be thunder and storms in the Sawtooths this time of year. I am sleeping in a ultralight, like super ultralight shelter tonight, so I'd like to get into camp and get it set up before any potential rain or thunder starts. We're moving fast, but safely. The good news is that it's starting to cool off just a tiny bit as we get higher and past more and more water sources. And speaking of water, just got to another little stream crossing. I think I'm gonna go ahead and refill my water here. Look at this view. Look at all of these craggy peaks ahead of us. Really gorgeous. All right, taking a quick second to refill water, get my hat wet, and cool off. Nice. I finished drinking my rec pack meal and rinsed out the bag, and then put some lemonade electrolytes into this packet down here. That way I can use this empty rec pack bag for my electrolytes and any other like flavored water, and keep my singular water bottle that I brought with me for just plain water. Normally I would have packed 2 water bottles, and one would be designated for electrolytes and the other one would be designated for just plain water. But because I'm doing Superlight, I only brought 1 Migo. So reusing the rec pack bag feels like a clever way to get a second water container that I can easily drink from. So far, hiking with a Superlight pack feels great. The pack that I'm using is the Gossamer Gear Loris 25 liter pack. This is actually my go-to day pack, but it's really comfortable even for carrying up to around 15 pounds of weight, which is what I have. So I actually made a little modification to it, and I attached my Light AF fanny pack to the loops on the Gossamer Gear so that I could use the fanny pack to kind of keep the pack a little closer to my body. It's not really distributing any weight onto my hips or anything, but it does make hiking with it just a little bit more comfortable. I think if I was carrying any more weight than the approximately 15 pounds that I'm carrying right now, it might not be comfortable, but with just that little weight in it and everything being so compact, right now it's feeling really good. But I'm a little nervous about camp tonight just because I'm carrying so much less stuff, particularly luxuries, than I'm used to. So yeah, that's the trade-off though, right? That's kind of the point. With that, I've got my water and I do believe it's time to keep going. We are facing some pretty dark storm clouds rolling in, and I do not want to be caught in rain, and especially not thunder and lightning before we get to camp. Shall we? Got at least 4 miles until we get to camp. This rock jutting out here looks unreal. It's awesome. We have left the gentle rolling terrain through the trees. We are now winding up a series of very windy switchbacks heading towards a peak. It's absolutely stunning to really see these craggy, jagged peaks that we were only just like peeking through the trees before. To see them up close now is really stunning. Wow, look at this. Amazing. Gosh, it's so incredible. Look at how textured these rock faces are. I am really impressed, Idaho. My Garmin just pulled a weather report. This is showing 0% chance of rain until tonight around 9 p.m. Looks like at 9 p.m. there is a 40% chance of rain and lightning. Then that's it. At 11 p.m. it says 0% chance, and then a 0% chance of rain until we are out of here tomorrow. I need to be extra careful to make sure that I set up my ultralight shelter, which isn't actually a tent, it's a tarp shelter. I need to make sure that I set that up in a direction where it will not be impacted by heavy rains. That's a much more optimistic weather report than I was expecting, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Well, I'm glad that I pulled that weather report. I still think that we should move fairly quickly. I mentioned that I'm using a tarp shelter tonight rather than my tent. Swapping my tent for a tarp shelter is just one way that I was able to cut a significant amount of weight to get my pack's base weight down to around 7 pounds. Now you might be wondering, Miranda, why are you doing this? Are you trying to vet gear to see if you want to become a super light backpacker? No, I am not. Recently, I have found that, especially in the heat of the summer, the lighter my pack is And the less that I am therefore exerting myself when I am backpacking, the more comfortable I am, one, and the less likely I am to experience things like migraines or dizziness. So I thought, why not push myself to try a very lightweight kit and see what sorts of luxuries I can comfortably live without, and also what it really feels like when I significantly limit the weight of my pack, and if the added comfort on trail beats out the potential discomfort at camp. I definitely feel really comfortable. I feel really agile. And yeah, so far I'm honestly really loving having such a light pack. Whew, I need a quick breather. Oh, we have officially passed into 7,500 feet of elevation. And I definitely feel that. Up we go. This is getting hard now. Oh my gosh. Oh shoot, what are those things called? They're like a relative of ferrets. Not a meerkat. I think we just saw a mongoose. There's this little squeaking noise happened that I thought was a pika. But we looked out and there was this bounding animal, really long body, long tail, little tiny stubby legs, round face. Kind of looks like a ferret. And I think that's a mongoose. I could be wrong, but I think it is. But dang, it was so cool. It really just looked like a long cat. We're just gonna call it a mongoose, and if I'm wrong, you can make fun of me in the comment section, but I'm not gonna know until I get back into cell phone service and can Google it. So it's a mongoose as far as I'm concerned, until someone tells me otherwise. Cool! This is so beautiful. Walking. Christopher walking. Starting to rain! Time to get rain stuff. Oh no. Where did I put my rain jacket? Oh, that's big fat raindrops. Superlight. This is my rain jacket. This is the Lightheart Rain Gear poncho and pack cover. So it covers my pack, but then it also goes around my shoulders and goes over my head like this. Garage Grown Gear actually sent this to me. I have a Lightheart rain jacket that I adore, and this is another thing that Lightheart makes. This is my first time ever using it. I only brought it so that I could not bring a rain jacket and not bring a pack cover or liner, and instead just have this cool cape. It turns out that the trail to Alice Lake is actually back that way across the water. So that is where we are headed. Once we hit Alice, we just have a little bit further to go until we get to Twin Lakes, which is where we are camping tonight. And hopefully it doesn't flash rain again, but it probably will. The rain begins again. I think that this is how it's gonna be for the rest of the night. Now inherently, this is not dangerous. Like, some rain is not gonna be bad. Some thunder, also not inherently really bad. But if it starts lightning, and most importantly, if it starts lightning when we are above tree line, then this is a problem. And we're gonna have to figure out what to do to be safe. So, I do see some sunshine ahead of me. Maybe the clouds clearing. And right now it sounds like it's just thunder. I haven't seen or heard any lightning. But yeah, we're definitely being cautious. This trip just got a whole lot more interesting. I don't want to be overly optimistic, but sun. Blue sky. Woo! Rainer. Okay. You're about to get an incredible view. So I'm gonna move out of the way so you can see what I just saw, because it made me gasp out loud. Ready? Woo! Go see? Is that not stunning? Wow. So beautiful. Wow. Golly! Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is beautiful. Whoa. Holy guacamole. This is iconic Sawtooths. Just this type of view. Also, apparently, iconic Sawtooths are those storm clouds you see hanging in the distance. All right, let's go. Next up, Alice. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Get a load of gorgeous Alice Lake. Wow. Oh, this is spectacular. Wow. Okay, Alice Lake is gorgeous. This is actually a place where a lot of people stop to camp, but we are gonna see if we can make it beyond Alice Lake to Twin Lakes before the rain picks up again and before it gets too dark. So let's go. Ooh, burr, it's cold. So Rainer and I wound up rolling into Alice Lake around 7 p.m. It was definitely later than we had intended. We still have roughly a mile-ish until we get to Twin Lake. One downside is that I forgot to start cold soaking my food. And I'm pretty sure that it's gonna take at least an hour to rehydrate the rice and beans I brought. So I might not be eating until close to 9 p.m. Superlight fail number 1, I think. Sweet. This is our little turn off for Twin Lake, or Twin Lakes, I guess. Go that way. We came from Alice. We're going that direction tomorrow. But right now the focus is get to Twin Lakes, find a campsite before it is dark. Woo, let's go. Oh, I see water through the trees. Whoops. The wind is picking up, but I think I see the perfect campsite. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. Perfection. Welcome to camp. All right, I'm gonna get my pack off. The very first thing that I'm gonna do before I set anything up is actually add some water to my rice and beans, which is my dinner for tonight. See if I can get it rehydrated before like midnight so I can eat a proper meal. So that's step 1. And then step 2, shortly after, will be to set up my shelter and my whole sleep system. Oh, because this is some stuff that y'all have not seen me use before. That is very new to me. I'm really excited to show you. But first, food. Woo! So for my dinner, I brought a couple of things, but the base of my dinner is going to be this yum beanie curried turmeric quick lentils and rice. Yum beanie is normally cooked in a pot for 3 minutes, but my hope is that I can just add it to this Talenti container and then add some water to it as well. Oh, shit. On the money, literally on the dot for 26 ounces. Look at that. I poured in exactly a cup, which is what I was going for. I'm amazing. And so humble. So 1 cup of water, which is more than you normally do when you're cooking it. While that is rehydrating, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting my stuff set up so that I have a dry, protected place in case the rain starts again. This is hard. There we go. Ah. Woo. Okay, almost done. And I'll give you a tour. Ta-da! Tarp is done being set up. Now I'm gonna get my sleep stuff in here and then I will give you a tour. Looks pretty good though, right? Normally, I bring my Pad Pal inflator to inflate my sleeping pad, but this time I didn't because I was trying to cut weight, and I also didn't bring my sleeping pad's pump sack. I will be blowing air into this sleeping pad with my hot, dirty mouth for the next 5 minutes. I'm bored. All right. Woo! Okay, that wasn't so bad. This is the Western Mountaineering Nano Light 38 degree quilt, and this is my first time ever using it. This quilt is absurdly lightweight. I'm really thrilled that I get to finally use something from Western Mountaineering. They are a somewhat legendary brand. Because it is almost definitely going to get down into the 40s tonight, and this is just a 38 degree quilt, I did also pack my alpha liner, and as you can maybe see, but I'll also show you later, I have a bivvy that's gonna go around my entire sleep system. Oh, got caught. All right. Now I might be doing the whole Superlight thing on this trip, but I'm also an absolute diva when it comes to quality sleep. So I also brought a pillow. This is from a company called Big Sky International. It weighs almost nothing. I mean, come on, look at this thing. It's perfect. And there you have it. The full super ultralight setup. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be so cozy. So it's time for a full shelter tour. So the shelter that I have set up here is the Onda tarp shelter. The really cool thing about the Onda tarps is that they are hand sewn here in the US, and the guy who makes these tarps includes all of the cordage that you need to basically set up your tarp for this specific type of configuration. So what I've done here is attached about 8 feet of cord to these the ridge line here in the center, and then this is just wrapped around my trekking pole using what's called a clove hitch. You can see that I have a taller trekking pole over here and a shorter trekking pole at the back there. I have the same setup as the front, just with my trekking pole at a shorter height. Okay, that's my tarp setup. Now let's go inside and take a look at my sleep system. So inside my tarp shelter, I have a couple of things that are pretty unique and new for me. The first thing you can probably see is this bivvy. This is actually an SOL emergency bivvy. This one was about like $85 or something. The bivvy itself is also waterproof, and it is made of a really similar material as Tyvek, like the Tyvek ground sheets, but it's much softer. And then inside the bivvy, I have my Nemo tensor insulated sleeping pad. Then I have my Western Mountaineering Nanolight quilt that I was telling you about. So that is strapped to my sleeping pad and then slid inside this bivvy right here. Then I have the Magnet Designs Alpha Liner. And last, we have my Big Sky International pillow. So that is the full sleep setup. Aside from this stuff, my sleep system, my base layers to sleep in, my clothing layers, my tarp, I honestly did not bring that much else. This is what took up the majority of my 7-pound base weight. That is the full tour. Now, I think it is time to check on my cold soaked lentils and rice. Honestly, they look pretty good. Oh, yum. Wow. Okay. They are a little bit crunchy. I probably could have added a little bit more water or left them to rehydrate a little longer, but the flavor is great and the crunch factor is very low. On its own, this is delicious, but I actually brought some things that I want to add into it, such as this dehydrated hiker hummus, a little container of olives, some apricots, some cashews, and obviously some anchovies.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Doesn't that all sound good? Doesn't it sound good together?
I have no comment.
Hallelujah. Yeah, buddy. Dump some of that olive oil in there. Ooh, yeah. Okay, come on. Tell me that doesn't look delicious.
I don't know what to say. It kind of looks good and it kind of looks gross.
Now let's try my concoction. Oh yeah. Ooh, that is gourmet. Okay, I'm happy. As you can probably see, it's starting to get dark, so I'm going to eat my dinner. Rainer's going to cook his food because he's not cold soaking. And then I think it's honestly going to be time to go to bed. Oh, the apricot. Wow, that really adds something. I don't know what, but it does. I know it is weird. I just don't care. Girl dinner.
I brought a little whiskey again. Toast to the mountains. Mike and Ike. I shall name this mountain Mike and this mountain Ike. When my food is ready, we have creamy Tuscan chicken. And it's hot, unlike Miranda's food.
Don't film me because my hands are in my pants.
Well, you kind of wrote your ticket with that one.
I'm warming them. So I am under my tarp. I don't know if I would say that I'm cozy, but I am comfortable. So that's nice. I have this little light above me. It's hanging on a little hook or like a little loop that's up there. Pretty much all I can do under this tarp is lie down because there's just not a ton of space. My pillow is actually underneath my fleece jacket. I took my Sambob fleece and I slid it over my sleeping pad, and then I put my pillow into the jacket, so it's keeping it in place. And then this is the bivvy that's wrapped around me. But I don't know if you can really see, but it's definitely like pretty snug around my hips and stuff where the quilt is.
However, it is definitely reflecting a lot of heat and keeping me very warm, so I'm going to keep it there. So I think tomorrow morning I'm going to get up with enough time to have a nice, relaxed morning at camp, so I can show you the rest of the gear that I have opted to bring, what I decided to leave behind, and probably also recap how I sleep tonight. Okay, because this is an open tarp and not a tent, there are tons of bugs under here with me because I have this light on. So I'm going to turn it to red light mode. I'm going to read my book for a little bit, and I'm going to get to sleep, and I will talk to all of you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Wow, what a night last night. It wound up actually being quite warm. I got out of the bivvy and just slept under my quilt, and it was really warm, not at all cold, which was awesome. It did rain sometime around, maybe 3:30 in the morning, but it was a pretty gentle rain, and I stayed totally dry. I was definitely not uncomfortable last night, especially once I got out of the bivvy and just was under the quilt. This quilt is insanely warm. I'm so surprised at how warm it is. This was so cozy. Sleeping on my fleece with my my pillow in there. This pillow is great, honestly. Like, so comfortable. All in all, I slept pretty well. It's 6:20 right now. I think it's time to wake up and appreciate this lake before we get started on the second day of our trip. See that the sun is about to come up over that mountain. For breakfast this morning, I'm going to cold soak this oatmeal from Good to Go. It says here to add hot water and wait 5 minutes, so I'm pretty sure that I should be able to add cold water and wait like 15 minutes and it'll be fine. Cold soaking oatmeal is one of the easiest things to do. So after I cold soaked my rice and beans last night, I have confidence. Before I make my oatmeal, I'm going to make my coffee. I am dissolving a packet of Verve instant coffee, which is one of my favorite instant coffees. Since I didn't bring a pot and since I didn't bring a mug of any kind, I am actually going to put this into my rec pack bag again. So this rec pack is getting its third life after being my lunch yesterday and then my container for water and element. It is now going to be my coffee container. Gosh, what I would do for a cup of hot coffee though. It smells like coffee. Heck yeah, that's great. Is it as good as a hot cup of coffee? No, absolutely not, but it's convenient. Not bringing a stove is one of the big decisions that I made when I was trying to get my pack weight down. I know I could have brought a super lightweight stove like the BRS stove, a small pot, but I opted to not. Mostly because I've never done a trip before where I have cold soaked all of my food. So this seemed like the perfect opportunity to give it a try. Ooh, smells good. The best by date is 7/16/2023 though. It's probably fine. I added cold water to my oatmeal. Then we're using the power of crotch heat to
maybe keep it a little bit warm and help it rehydrate faster.
A cold breakfast that's 2 years expired, warmed by crotch heat. I'm not seeing the pitch on Superlight, to be honest with you.
What you doing there, Rainer?
Making coffee.
What type of coffee?
Hot coffee.
Jerk. Rainer's over there taunting me.
I would never taunt you about how I'm drinking hot coffee. So warm, just warms you. That's beneath me.
Looks yummy. Looks nice. Cheers. Okay, we're gonna sneak a sip of hot coffee.
Hey!
I was trying to sneak it.
Get away from there.
I'm just smelling it. I didn't drink it.
Get away from my coffee, you little sneak. You little weasel. Like that weasel we saw yesterday.
Give me the mongoose. Oh, that's good. Okay. This is one of those things that I absolutely could have left behind. But I didn't want to, so I brought my notebook. This is the drawing that I did at Lake Anne a few weeks ago. And then this is what I'm currently working on. Look at that view. It's obviously not done. It's just a pen sketch right now, and then I'll color it in when I get home because I did not bring my colored pencils this time. Well, 2 cups of water might have been a bit much. Still basically liquid, but it looks rehydrated. The oats are rehydrated. If I dig into the bottom of the bag, let the liquid run off, it's fine. It tastes a little sour. Could that be because it's expired? I'm unimpressed. That's okay. It could be better, but it also could be worse, so. We have a long and apparently very beautiful day ahead of us. This next section of trail is supposed to be the most gorgeous section of this entire loop. And we have 10 miles of hiking. So I'm gonna get my stuff packed up and then we're gonna get going. I'm actually really curious to see how my pack feels day 2, because now that I ate a bunch of my food, my pack weighs less. Plus I slept really well and I was really comfortable last night. So my body feels good. I am really curious to see what day 2 of Superlight backpacking feels like. If you have been wondering about the little sit pad that I've been using, it's actually the back panel of this Gossamer Gear Loris. Usually I would have packed my closed cell foam like thin light pad, which is like an 1/8 inch thick pad. And I honestly could have carried that and it wouldn't have added a ton of weight. But I didn't really have a good spot to strap a pad like that, like a long, wide pad. So I opted instead to just use this back piece of the Gossamer Gear, which is designed to be removed and used as a sit pad. So you basically just pull it out like this. Boom, and there you go. This is your little sit pad. So I honestly think that this is just kind of a genius creation by Gossamer Gear. All right, now let's get packed up. I realized one thing I haven't talked about is what I'm keeping in my Light AF fanny pack. So in here right now I have my biltong, my Myconikes, and then also in here we have my Element, my ibuprofen, some hand lotion, my pocket knife multi-tool, chapstick, sunscreen, hand soap, like powdered soap, and then a lighter. One more quick little thing before we get going. I just want to show you my poop kit. So rather than bringing my usual poop emoji bag and my bidet, this time I just brought my Bogler Co trowel and some toilet paper in a double plastic bag. I miss my bidet so much. That for me is definitely something that I'll be bringing on future trips. It doesn't matter if I'm doing super ultralight or not, that bidet is coming with me, but this is my poop kit this time. You saw me using this little lantern flashlight thing last night. I bring this on actually most of my trips in addition to my headlamp, just because I like to have a little bit of an extra light, and this works really well as a lantern. But this time, this is all I brought. The cool thing about this little light is it actually has a clip on it that's designed to go clip on a hat. It essentially turns it into a headlamp just by clipping it onto your hat. That feels good. Let's do it.
Bye-bye, campsite.
We just left Twin Lakes where we camped last night and connected back up with our main trail, and we are now continuing on our loop. The trail that we're taking today is going to take us past Lake Toxaway, and then it's actually going to dump us out at Yellow Belly Lake, which is where we are finishing our loop. That's actually a different trailhead than where we started yesterday at Tin Cup. It's about 2 miles away on a dirt road. I really wanted to see as many lakes as possible here in the Sawtooths. So yesterday I actually parked our car at the Yellow Belly Trailhead where we are finishing today. And then I rode my Lectric e-bike to the Tin Cup Trailhead so we could start our loop there. This video is actually sponsored by Lectric. As you all know, I absolutely adore that Lectric e-bike. My Lectric e-bike has allowed me to access trailheads on closed Forest Service roads. It's allowed me to commute around the city when I don't want to drive, and being able to use that as transportation between 2 trailheads is just another way that that bike is so fantastic. There are so many awesome features about the Lectric XP4, including the fat tires, the turbo mode, which goes so fast. So if you've been interested in an e-bike, I highly recommend Lectric. Their bikes start at just $1,000. And right now, if you purchase a bike, you'll get up to $350 in free accessories. Huge thank you to Lectric for sponsoring this video. Definitely go check out Lectric e-bikes at the link in the description. Okay, as you can probably tell from my heavy breathing, we are climbing up and away from Twin Lakes. We are actually going to reach our high point on this hike today. Currently, we're climbing up to a mountain pass. We do a long hike today. It's 10 miles of hiking. By the time we reach the pass, we are going to be at over 9,000 feet of elevation. So I'm going to be very careful about drinking enough water, eating enough food, watching my heart rate, because I am definitely already feeling it. The view is already incredible. We've only come up about 200 feet from the lake or so. We have another roughly, 400 to go. So we should have another amazing view once we get up to the pass. But even from right here, the view of Twin Lakes is stunning. Wow, all right, I can't wait to see the view from the top. It's only getting better. Oh my gosh, I think we're at our high point. This is our pass. Wow. Oh my gosh, this view. It's amazing. this view from right here is considered one of the best views in all of the Sawtooths. And honestly, I can see why. This place rules! Gosh, look at the color of this lake. Just like light blue. It's beautiful. Wow. Sawtooth, dude. So pretty. Wow. Look at how the water cascades over these rocks. All right, onward. I just farted like 18 times right here. We gotta go. Just dropping little fart bombs. Look, if you peek through the trees, you can see Toxaway. Lake Toxaway is supposed to be one of the other really popular, really beautiful lakes in the area. It's pretty much Alice and Toxaway where most folks go and camp. But past Toxaway, I mean from this direction, is a little lake called Farley. We're gonna get down to Toxaway and then continue on to Farley, and that might be a good spot to stop for lunch. Wow, these mountains are beautiful. This entire trail down from the pass to Toxaway has been gorgeous. We should be getting pretty close to Farley Lake, which is where I'm gonna eat my cold soaked noodles for lunch. I am definitely feeling really good and really appreciating this lightweight pack, but I'm hungry, so I'm ready for some lunch. All right. Just a little bit further. Lunch, 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 lunch. Ooh. Wow. How's this for a lunch spot? Let's eat. For lunch, I am having some cold soaked momofuku noodles with tingly chili sauce. I rehydrated these this morning with just some cold water. And I'm also gonna add in a packet or two of chicken. Maybe not the most appetizing lunch, but I think it'll taste pretty good. It's definitely fine. Man, I am loving having such a light pack. I feel so nimble. My body feels so good. I'm not nearly as tired. I haven't had any issues with headaches or anything. I'm really, really enjoying the lightweight pack. This is the first time in a very long time backpacking that the final couple of miles of the day have not felt like, all right, I'm ready to be done. Like, I feel so good. I feel like probably if I had another, I don't know, 6 miles to go, or if someone was like, oh, actually, instead of doing 10 miles, we're doing 13, I would feel like I was totally capable of that. And that is all thanks to the fact this pack that I'm carrying is not only so light, but it's also so comfortable. If that is not a vote in favor of super ultralight backpacking, I don't know what is. Oh my gosh. This lake is massive. We have made it to Yellow Belly Lake, which means that my Superlight adventure is almost over. I have always assumed that the lighter your pack gets, the less comfortable or luxurious your setup at camp is going to be. You're basically trading off comfort on trail for comfort at camp. But in the case of this trip, for me personally, that was not at all true. I actually wound up having one of the best night's sleep at camp that I've had in a very long time. I had all the stuff that I really needed to be comfortable and to get enough food at camp. And overall, because my body felt so good and I felt so energized by the hike, mostly because my pack was so light, camping and backpacking at these beautiful lakes felt like something I had more energy to enjoy. Oh my God, there's a chipmunk right under Rainer's legs. Sorry, it's gone now. He like almost goosed you.
What's that mean?
Goosed? It's when someone like grabs your butt. That to me, I think is the biggest takeaway, is just the fact that lightening my pack load made me enjoy the trip more. Now, I do think that I could have gone with my normal light AF pack. Like, this pack was fine, but I want to bring a stove next time. I want to bring my tent next time. I'm going to use my usual backpacking pack that I love, that's so comfortable. But otherwise, I feel like I could add in maybe like 2 or 3 pounds of stuff total and have a super comfortable and luxurious kit that is still several pounds lighter than what I have traditionally been carrying. Superlight backpacking, maybe not for me in the long run, but it's definitely shown me how I can personally cut down even more weight from my core backpacking kit, and how losing a couple of pounds of pack weight will actually make my overall trip experience better. I have a very short hike out of here back to the trailhead, so I'm going to enjoy my super light pack for just a little bit longer. As always, if you liked this video, please make sure that you hit the like button and you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you outside. Bye.